Hey guys, Troubletcat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade. This is a live commentary. We're playing the new patch of Battlefield 3, and I'm gonna spread some knowledge on y'all about the new patch. Because this patch made a lot of pretty damn significant changes to the game. There's actually quite a lot to say about this one. So we're gonna dive right in, and we're just gonna talk a little bit about what went down in the patch. First up, they made a lot of balance changes to a lot of the guns. So a lot of stuff that I didn't like so much before is much more viable now. The L85A2 is a lot better. The G3A3 is a lot better. I like the Famas more. The Famas is actually a little bit worse, but I like it more now for some reason. I don't know. A lot of people are getting mad and saying they nerfed the shit out of all the guns. Every single gun in this game is derp after patch. I'm assuming they're still using the foregrip, which is still okay, but not so great anymore in all situations. Because the foregrip now, it increases your random bullet spread slightly. So it makes your gun a little bit less accurate, as well as decreasing the horizontal recoil, which is what it used to do. So they added the slight downside to the foregrip to make it more balanced, so that foregrip is not always on. They made the suppressor not quite as good at reducing recoil and increasing your accuracy. So the suppressor is not quite as good as it was. But the biggest thing with the attachments was they really buffed the heavy barrel and they really buffed the flash suppressor. So this gun feels like it has a fair bit more recoil now than it used to me anyway. So I'm gonna. Yeah, it's mostly vertical. Keep the foregrip off. We'll have the flash suppressor and the hollow sight on here on our M416. So what they did with the flash suppressor and the heavy barrel, which is quite significant, and Baz speaking about immediately, is they made them a lot more viable. So the heavy barrel now, basically what it used to do was it would increase your recoil quite a lot, but decrease your random bullet spread. Now, it does not increase your recoil as much as it used to. It decreases the random bullet spread more. It has this effect where it increases your basic accuracy, but each shot adds slightly more recoil than it does without the heavy barrel. So your recoil on a long burst of shooting ends up higher, but short bursts are less recoil. Long burst of shots ends up less accurate, but short bursts are far more accurate. That's the same, but again, they reduce the negative effect. But the most important thing with the heavy barrel is it now makes your gun do more damage at medium range. So, as you know, or as you probably should know, bullet damage in this game drops off at distance. You do less damage over long range than you do up close. What the heavy barrel does is it basically pushes out the damage drop-off further, so you do maximum damage out to a longer distance, and then it takes longer to get down to minimum damage. So basically at medium ranges, your gun does a bit more damage when you're running the heavy barrel, which is a really good enhancement and really makes it sort of more effective for those medium range engagements. What I'm using now is the flash suppressor, which used to be abjectly terrible. It would hide your flash, as the name implies, but it used to make your gun a lot less accurate. It added random bullet spread, much more random bullet spread than what you normally have. Now, you're going to see a lot of people using the flash suppressor, because now, as well as hiding the flash, it actually reduces recoil more than the suppressor does as well. It's actually the best recoil compensator in the game at the moment. And, excuse me, slight cough there. And the only downside of this is it reduces your hipfire accuracy. So, again, the flash suppressor now a really solid attachment for any kind of thing except for extreme up-close. So those are the attachment changes, the main ones that bear mentioning. As I said, they changed a lot of weapons to make it more viable. The M416 didn't really change much. I'll actually, in a second here, I'll switch to using some of the guns that actually did have changes. Looks like my team's not going to really be able to push up here. But since I died, I can switch up and, we'll talk a bit about the Famas, actually, in this video, because a lot of people are saying the Famas got... Okay, I guess I won't switch weapons. A lot of people are saying the Famas got nerfed into oblivion, and that it's actually absolutely terrible now, but I actually like the Famas a lot more, and we'll talk about that in just a second when I actually die. I'll show you guys that the Famas make some use of that, because personally, I like it a lot more. I find it a lot more satisfying to use than previously. Hopefully I'll stay dead here. That guy, somebody needs the blood. We need engineers really badly, actually, but whatever. I want to show you the Famas, so I'm not going to become an engineer. Alright, so the Famas, with this one, basically the downside of the Famas is the higher recoil, so I'm using everything that I can to reduce recoil, the foregrip and the flash suppressor. This does reduce my hipfire accuracy, but the red dot sight you bring up quite quickly, doesn't have any zoom, so you can use this in close quarters if needed. And since it's a bullpup, the hipfire accuracy is still not terrible. It's about the same as what I had on the M416, I guess. It's a little bit tighter, maybe it should be a little bit tighter. So with this setup, the Famas, you don't notice a huge amount of recoil anymore. It's still got that really high rate of fire, still does similar damage to the other assault rifles, but what people were mad about is they reduced the magazine size from, I think on consoles the Famas used to be better and it got nerfed, like brought in line with what it is on PC, because in the PC patch I didn't notice much difference, aside from they took 5 shots out of the magazine, which is what it should be anyway. Well, yeah, it's fine, it makes sense. Anyway, they took 5 shots out of the magazine, which makes this gun a little bit tougher to use. I felt like previously it had a little bit too much killing power. Reducing the magazine size makes that long reload, which is the weapon's sort of biggest downside, come into play more often. It means you can't just quite spray very much or anything like that. And I think it's actually because of the way they've changed the attachments, though, that I like the way this gun handles a lot with this particular attachment loadout with the flash suppressor. You don't necessarily even need the foregrip, but with the flash suppressor and the red dot sight, I really like the way this gun handles compared to previously. And I don't really think it got nerfed at all, although I should have shot a little bit more enthusiastically at that guy, kind of expecting him to die faster than he actually did. It's okay, I was missing more than I expected to. Should have aimed down sights, and then I would have killed him. So as you can see, it does definitely still kill people, but you have to be careful to fire, you know, short controlled bursts and keep it nice and accurate. So I feel like previously this gun was a bit too easy to use, and especially considering it has the shortest time to kill in the game, of anything that doesn't kill in one hit anyway. But now I really do feel like it rewards you for being able to control recoil and deal with a small clip with the fastest time to kill in the game. So it's a gun that rewards players who are good, comfortable with recoil, and who are, you know, pretty accurate with a really good time to kill, which makes sense to me. It seems balanced, seems good. When people say it got nerfed into oblivion, I'm assuming those were people that just really liked it being easy mode, basically. Same as when the F2000 initially got nerfed, a lot of people were really mad because they liked the F2000 being like the easiest thing to use in the world. We're gonna lose this game really, really badly. I'm gonna switch to an engineer when I die here, see if I can do anything about those tanks. It's a bit late to actually save my team, but I can try. Oh yeah, speaking of tanks, an important thing to mention about the patch, they made a lot of changes to vehicle balance. I don't have an enormous amount to say about that at this time, because I'm not a massive vehicle player. I spend most of my time playing Assault as an infantry guy, running around, healing dudes and shotting heads with my assault rifle. But my initial impressions is I kind of like most of the vehicle balance changes. They maybe made tanks a little bit too easy to destroy, but I like the changes they made to how sort of air is balanced out in the anti-air weapons and stuff like that. Works out pretty well, I think. Actually, I'm gonna use the G53 here. What do I have on this? Downside flash. Sure, cool. That seems reasonable. Let's go with that. Just lower our recoil a little bit, decrease the hip fire accuracy, but otherwise keep it about the same. Seems perfectly fine. So I'm pretty happy with what they did with the air vehicles. I'm not quite sure about ground. I think maybe they made tanks destroy a little bit too easily, but only a little bit. What else do we have to say? There's a lot in this patch, guys, so bear with me. I might even forget some things. So one of the other things they did that I'm not 100% sold on, like the only thing about this patch that I'm pretty certain I don't like, although it may grow on me, I don't super hate it, I just think it was kind of a bad move, is they increased the suppression effect a lot. So when you get suppressed a lot more quickly and a lot more heavily, so your accuracy goes to shit really quickly, you have a lot of recoil. You can't see that much because your screen gets really blurry. They made the suppression in this game really, really powerful, and I think I can sort of understand why they might have done that, but I think in general, suppression has never been a very popular feature with the community, and more people I think would have been happy if they just made it like a visual effect instead of actually affecting your weapon handling so much. It feels a little bit sort of cheap the way it is now. It just really benefits whoever shoots first. And even if they're not that accurate, you know, because they suppress you and then you can't return fire effectively, giving them plenty of time to sort their aim out and actually hit you. So we're running towards the end of this game here, which we are losing abysmally badly. But one more thing that bears mentioning, they made a lot of balance changes to the sniper rifles. So under 15 meters, every sniper rifle is now a one-shot hit, one-hit kill to the chest or head in normal, whereas you used to have to get a headshot at any distance. It was never a one-hit in the chest with any of them, unless you were playing hardcore. And they also sped up the sniper rounds a lot, which makes long-range shooting with the sniper rifles a lot easier. You don't need to lead as much or aim up as much to compensate for bullet drop. Made that a whole lot easier. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not really a gigantic fan of the one-hit kills in the chest, because I feel like it makes bolt-action sniper rifles a little... That's only bolt-actions, by the way, not semi-autos, although they raise the bullet speed on all of them. So, I feel like it makes the bolt-actions a bit too effective in CQP. It makes them... they're not quite as effective as like an SMG or a shotgun or something, because they have bad accuracy, and you're likely to miss. But the fact they kill instantly makes them a little bit too effective in CQC, I think. I am okay with the bullet speed adjustment, though. I sort of feel like previously the challenge versus reward of using a sniper rifle at long range, it was really hard for not much reward. And I think it's still not enormous reward, but I'm okay with the fact they made it a little bit easier. It might make the game too sniper heavy. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We lost that game pretty fucking abysmally. It's hard to do anything when your team's getting their shit pushed in that much. I tried, guys, and I did sort of okay for myself, but couldn't quite hit the objectives. Anyway, I think I covered most of what was in the patch. Overall, I'm very happy with it. I think the balance changes to the weapon handling makes the weapon handling in the game in general feel a lot better. I'm really glad attachment loadouts other than foregrip and suppressor are as good as foregrip and suppressor now, if not better, aside from the stealth factor. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. Vehicles, I'm mostly pretty damn happy with. I think the vehicle changes are good. Suppression, I'm not so sure about, but we'll see what happens with that, if it grows on me or not. And yeah, sniper rifle changes generally. It's all good. I'm really satisfied with this patch. I'm really happy with the direction DICE is taking the game. There are still problems like the netcode, but overall, this patch has really refreshed my interest in the game. I'm liking it a lot more now, I find, and yeah, it's a pretty dope patch. So I'm gonna leave this video here. We're not gonna play 2 full matches of Conquest. I think that would be a little bit absurdly long. But thanks for watching, guys. So, overall, I like the patch, as I said, and until next time, Troubletcat out.